I want to go about this video very, very passionately. I mean, I just finished 26 episodes of Demon Slayer Season 1 in under 3 days. Yes, I literally just did that, and I have that much free time. Let me tell you this, I genuinely did enjoy Demon Slayer. I think this is the standard for when it comes to anime. If you want to recommend somebody and you're like, I don't really know what to say. There's a lot of good anime, Demon Slayer. Because there is nothing wrong with me recommending Demon Slayer. Unless it was a kid, then you say Pokemon Go. Did I just say Pokemon Go? My bad. But that's not the point of this video. So first of all, I'ma let you remember the exact same scene when the anime opened. Episode 1. Let's begin there. So Tanjiro is walking up that mountain, right? After staying over at Saburo's place. Thank you, Mr. Saburo. You are really, really kind-hearted. So you go up the mountain, right? You're Tanjiro, you're excited to go back home. You just finished a day's work. And you see something odd on the ground in front of your home. And you're like, this can't be it. This can't be it. No way. It's your siblings. It's your sister. She's holding one of your siblings. Who would do such a thing? You pan towards your home inside. You find the lifeless bodies of your family. Any person would have folded. Any person would have collapsed. Any person would have lost himself in the moment. Absolutely torn apart by the vision, by the scene right in front of them. But we cut. The scene cuts, and it was then Tanjiro carrying his younger sister. So you'd think, okay, you gotta give props. You gotta give props to Tanjiro, bro. Like, he literally went above and beyond. He kept it to himself. He knows how horrifying it is to see a scene like that. He knows how horrifying it is knowing that he just lost his family. But he carried on. He carried on, carrying his sister, hoping somebody was nearby to help him. He ends up collapsing. And there he was, crying. Seeing his sister turn into one of them. But you see, here's my problem now. Because during this whole season, during this first season of me watching Demon Slayer, okay, we have seen time and time again Tanjiro meet death right in front of his face, seen the casualties, seen people dying. And you can see the compassion in him. You can see how heartfelt he is whenever he sees someone die, whenever even the demons. Even when he kills a demon, he feels compassion. He feels sorry for them. He might not necessarily feel forgiving towards them, but he still feels their pain because once, they were humans. But here's the thing. Let me just tell you this. Let's go back to when he lost his family. I said that if I was ever in a position like him, if I ever saw my family like that, I would lose myself. Okay? I will lose myself. I don't know who I will be. Utter hatred, utter anger towards the whole world. But props to Tanjiro for keeping himself together. Props to Tanjiro for, after even 1 episode, 2 episodes, 3 episodes, 4 episodes, it almost seems like he has steeled himself from a situation like this. It's almost like he was prepared for a situation like this, because emotionally, if you see him, if you see how he acts, if you see how he moves, it's insane how he was able to keep himself together after all this time, because any other person would have shown signs of cracking. When Eren lost his mom, it broke him as a child. It changed his vision of the world. When the Doomslayer lost his bunny, it broke him, and he went on to destroy hell. But you're telling me that Tanjiro, how old is he? 13? 14 years old? He just saw his family massacred right in front of him, and you're telling me that this child has the fucking mental fortitude of I don't even know. That's the problem. I can't compare him to anyone, because if I told you a SWAT member or an SAS soldier were to find his home littered with the bodies of his family members, that is the problem I have with Demon Slayer. Because no matter how good of a story Demon Slayer has, no matter how enjoyable it is to watch, the soundtrack, the characters, the animation, the eccentric style of Demon Slayer, the richness of its world, it doesn't change the fact that you have a child bearing so much of this weight, and yet he doesn't seem to buckle from all of the burden. There's overpoweredness when it comes to strength. There's overpoweredness when it comes to intelligence. There's overpoweredness when it comes to the abilities that an anime character has, a main character can have. But something about Tanjiro is wrong. Not because he's capable of doing so. He's capable of keeping himself together even amidst all of the death that he's experienced and the deaths that he could have prevented. He never ends up blaming himself. And even if he did end up blaming himself once, maybe twice, let me tell you this, has it ever broke him? No. Even after seeing his family die, even after seeing many of the demons die, even after seeing many humans die in the hands of demons, he still is able to keep himself together. See, this is my problem with Demon Slayer, because I can tell you that a 13-year-old to witness something as horrifying as that will not be able to withstand the emotional and mental destruction about to engulf them. I love Demon Slayer. I genuinely do. The whole time I was watching it, I was impressed by how it was made. I genuinely was, and I loved it. But that was my main gripe, because he would then proceed to go throughout the series as if he didn't just lose members of his family. 6, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't he have 6 family members? How was he able to withstand all of that? How was he able to keep himself so mentally, emotionally strong? This is my problem. Now you could say, well, he did show a few emotions towards his family. There was that one scene with him when he was talking to Shinobu, if I'm not mistaken, and he remembers his family. He even envisions. The vision pops up in his head. The scene, it plays out. But it's almost like it was a thing of the past. It happened decades ago. No, it didn't happen like, just a few years. No, it was decades. It was like a foreign memory. But even so, someone who has seen something like that decades or even until the end of their lives, they won't ever forget it. The trauma that they would experience is tremendous. You can never really relate to a character like Tanjiro, because God forbid, imagine yourself in his shoes. You won't be able to hold it together. You would break and you would weep and you will wail, asking why? Why would you do this to me? Why would you do this to my family? Why? Out of all of the people in the world, why me, God? But no, it seems like Tanjiro just has this ability to be incapable of breaking in a situation like that. I don't understand. Because he can still feel compassion for the other demons that have slain humans. He can still feel compassion for the demons that have taken lives, have taken people away from their families. But how? How? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I like Tanjiro. To me, I feel like he's an example to a lot of people to forgive your own enemies. To show compassion towards your enemies. It shows something beyond than just rage, vengeance, and anger. But my problem now is it detaches him so much from being a human. Because I don't get it. How he can still keep himself even after everything that he's been through. Even after everything that he's seen. I could understand why he would feel compassion. Why he would be forgiving for other things. Why he would feel kindness for others even though they've done wrong. But the fact that he barely shows any weakness shows that he has resolve that I myself am I can guarantee no human can have. But if you were ever in his shoes, would you ever be like Tanjiro? Nothing in him seems human. But I still love Demon Slayer. Have a blessed day, afternoon, evening, everybody. I'll see you on the next video. Sayonara.